Hey YouTube, it's Sean, Griffin RC Planes. I got a comment, or a question rather, on a video I did a while back, and the video was forward programming and setting up particular flight modes and assigning them to a switch, and it was more or less directed towards putting the gain channels on a switch. Well, the question was, how do you put AS3X on a switch or a knob? Okay, so let me flip that back around real quick, and just to let everybody know, to make sure, a refresher, that AS3X and Safe Select are two separate things. AS3X is for the stabilization for wind. The Safe Select is what keeps it level. So now the question, how do you put that on a switch? Well, you're bound up to your plane. You have your smart receiver installed, you have your generation 2 or newer transmitter, and you go in the menu here and you find the forward programming. All right, and you would go to gyro settings, and then you would go down here to flight mode setup. So this is a flight mode. This is one flight mode out of a few, and in this flight mode I have AS3X active, and I also have Safe Select, the self-leveling, active. So I have two things going on inside this one flight mode. How do I turn this flight mode on from another flight mode? Right here in the flight mode channel. The channel I'm using is my channel 5 channel in the transmitter, otherwise known as the gear. It can be rearranged to a different name if you want, but it's commonly labeled as gear. And then I'm using switch A to operate channel 5. How do you change that if you want? You would go here to gear, and then you could roll down through your other choices. Now you see the other choices here are the right knob, auxiliary 1 right knob, auxiliary 2 is switch H, auxiliary 3 is the right lever, auxiliary 4 is not being used. The reason you can only pick from those right there is because the other 4 channels in this 9-channel transmitter are taken up. Throttle, rudder, elevator, ailerons. That's 4 channels right there. So you need to make sure that your transmitter has enough channels to turn things off and on using one of your channels. I really helped somebody out not too long ago, and it was stumping both of us. And then come to find out, he had a 6-channel transmitter, and guess what? He had throttle, rudder, ailerons, elevator, there's 4, landing gear, 5, and he had flaps, 6. And we couldn't figure out why he couldn't turn Safe Select on and off. Not enough channels to do that. A channel is, a channel in your transmitter will tell the receiver in the plane what to do. So you're limited by the number of channels that you have to do things with. The NX6 transmitter happens to have a 7th channel available to turn safe on and off only. Just keep that in mind, guys. But otherwise, if you have a DX6, you have 6 channels. If you want to win this jet, all you have to do is subscribe, click the notification bell, and the like button. Then check back with me from time to time and see my new videos. Once we get to 1,000, we're going to do a drawing. I had a drawing at 100, and only 30% signed up. With those odds, it could be a 1 in 300 chance. Subscribe. Check me out, guys.